So let's look at June financial results. And if you drop down to net sales, you'll see in June we generated $25 million plus $25,100,000 in sales rounded up, off of a plan of 22,268. So we just missed plan. We were 1% behind a plan, but look at what we did the prior year, 32%. If you remember last year, June is a month I'll rarely forget. I think July, the first month I worked at Rinnai, we only sold 10,000 water heaters. That goes down in memory. And then this June goes down in memory because when we get down to profit, you'll see that we lost $1.4 million in 1 month, which was not what you really wanted to see. But from a sales side, good performance on net sales. You can see on gross profit, you can see we grew our gross profit 35%, so we grew profit faster than sales. That's a good measure, and we'll show you where that happened. It really happened in really strong performance in our luxury product that we've been focusing on over the last couple months. And then you can drop down to operating profit, and that's what do we take to the bank at the end of the month before tax. And you can see we generated $1.5 million in profit. We were ahead of plan by 2%, and we beat prior year by 206%. You can see that big ugly bracket. That means negative. We lost $1.4 million last year. And so really good performance in June. So thank you for the team for what we accomplished, especially on the profit line. Just so close to beating the sales number, but all in all, really good performance. Let's move over to year-to-date. If you go again back down to net sales, you'll see $143,176,000 in sales. We're 2% behind plan. You can see plan is $146 million, but we're 10% ahead of prior year. So we should always be a company that generates double-digit growth. So to see that 10% growth is good, though we've got about $3 million in sales that we've got to make up in the back half to get us back on plan. If you drop down to the gross profit line, you can see for the year our profit is still lagging, and that's a mixed issue that we've got going on, along with some other operational challenges that are impacting the business. So you can see we're 8% behind plan, and we're 1% behind prior year. That will continue to improve as the year goes on with some of the initiatives that we're taking on driving more profitable sales and delaying some expenses. So we should see the profit side on that improve on the mix side, and then dropping down to the operating profit. The benefit that we'll see on the reduction of some spending and some timing will actually hit on the operating profit line. But you can see for the year, $6.19 million in profit. That's what we made after we sold. We did our expenses, $6.1 million. That's 4.3% of sales. You can see plan is 5.6% of sales. So we're 25% behind prior year, our plan, yet we're 66% ahead prior year. So you would say, why is that plan so big, so aggressive? It's because of the fact that number one, we forecasted growth of 12% this year, as you can see on the top line. But more importantly, we had some major investments in expenses last year that we didn't have this year for our new product launch. So that was one of the big things that we did. So you can see actually on the expense line, overhead expense, which is a line that I didn't talk about, we've got overhead expense of $29,869,000. That's off of a plan of $31 million. So you can see we're about 4% behind plan, and we're 9% on the expense line behind prior year. That's really been helping us get our profit number where it needs to be. We're still adding talent, though we've delayed a couple heads. We're still doing many of our initiatives, so we didn't cut back on any of our major marketing and sales initiatives, but we did throttle some of that back. But the big difference is we did that big product launch last year in Atlanta, and we didn't do it this year. And we put a bunch of promotion and advertising into the market about Sensei, so we're not doing that. So all in all, profit up 66% is a really good year-over-year performance, but we're still behind plan and we're still working on that. Okay, so that's the financial results. So mid-year, I think feel pretty good to be at 2% behind plan at 10% growth. So yeah, but it's all